The film that we are about to see was made to present a new way of buying candy in the modern world. It is called Mage. As we all know, buying candy is an ancient concept in human society. It is in fact as ancient as fire and hunting. So it is about time this process gets a major upgrade. This upgrade comes in form of an automatic candy vending machine that allows humans to buy candy by themselves. This machine, or Mage Hand as we called it, can guarantee that the candies will only be accessible to the customer once he pays for them, while also providing ways of avoiding wasting candy, a phone app for the owner to customize it for his own needs, and a new interface that's at the same time fun and innovative. This interface, my friends, is nothing less than hand gestures. Enough talking. Let's see the machine in action. Take for example little John. He suddenly finds himself something unknown for him. Mage Hand. He reads the instructions at the instructions panel and is now ready to make a buy. He sits at the front of a camera that will be responsible for recording his hand gestures and does the introduction gesture. The machine then is able to identify his presence and show it in that display. Notice that he can move his hand left or right to select each of the candies, while also remaining seeing the price and remaining quantities. Little John decides to buy very cheap M&Ms, and so does a peace gesture to select it. Perceive that some gestures need to be confirmed, so that the customer doesn't accidentally do something he doesn't intend. Now comes the fun part. Little John can do a fist gesture to start slowly pouring his candy in the cup. A tubular mechanism with an Archimedes screw will be responsible for moving the candies to the cup. After pouring the desired quantity, he decides to finish it by emitting a QR code which Little John can pay with his Pix account. After that, a servo motor attached to each cup will move them to the front and drop the candy. In only a few seconds, Little John was able to buy his candy and now can continue his path, well fed and happy. But now let's analyze another case. This is Peter, another member of the customer species. Peter is nothing like Little John. He doesn't bother himself reading the instruction. Nevertheless, he is able to proceed with only the display messages. Peter does the same thing Little John did previously, but he decides to go with other type of candy, which is also possible. The real issue is in fact Peter lacks money in his bank account. Totally broke, Peter decides to simply leave the machine and never come back, left his order partially done. For our luck, Mage Hand has a timeout, and when someone leaves for more than 30 seconds, it automatically rejects the order. In this process, the servo motors move the cups to the back of the machine, pouring the candy in some nice rabbit-like compartments that can be collected later. This story could have been a lot different, because if Peter had read the instructions, he would know that a simple thumbs down gesture would immediately reject his order. Enough of customers. Let's take a look at another singular individual, James, who is from the owner species. As the owner of the machine, James is responsible for stocking the machine with his favorite products, which he can easily do by the top hedge. He can even use the rejected candies from previous orders to restock it. He can access those by opening the back of the machine. To make sure the machine knows it is restocked, James also needs to inform in his app that he put more candy in it, but he can only do that after downloading the app from the correct URL and logging in it. The app also provides a lot more functionality for James. He can change the name, price and image of the candies he is selling. He can change his password, so no one can access the machine but him. He can see all orders placed on each day, but most important, he can set his own payment keys, so all the payments will be redirected to his bank account. The owner will also always be informed when the machine goes online or offline. And that is it for today's episode. Farewell kids, and always remember, take care of yourself. Instead of doing drugs, eat candies.